Okay, I wasn't planning checking things out here. I'm out here. I actually was shutting gear down, and I was listening to a preacher. And I'll show you who I'm listening to here. If I can show it up here. There we go. So I'm listening to this fella here. He's got a channel called The Door, and I had never seen him before, and I'm listening to him. I want to play a section here, and it kind of set me off, and you'll see in a moment why. For you.
Do it to me.
Okay. I want you to fill in the blank from the memory that comes to you first, okay?
Good.
The great and blank day of the Lord.
It was terrible.
Hang on, I want you to on mute. Oh, there we go. Okay. So again, I want you what you just said. So fill in the blank. I got a phone call from my son just now. He's calling in. This is timely. Um, Fill in the blank. The great and blank day of the Lord.
That's terrible.
Terrible. That's right. So I'm listening to this fella right here, and I'm actually playing it. Okay? I'm playing the video. I'm recording this for Friday's gathering. Okay?
Right.
So I want to play this guy. Check this out. See if you can hear this.
God speak to you
Can
about
you hear
it.
this?
Compare it with Scripture. Now, the words there in Acts goes on, and this is a continuing quote of Joel, and I will show wonders in heaven. Now this,
He's saying this is a continual quote of Joel, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But this is in Acts 2. So they're quoting Joel, because this is where Peter stands up and says, look, this is that thing where Joel said, and in the end of days I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, okay? That's where he's talking. Okay, check this out.
doesn't happen until the tribulation. Above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. Read the book of Revelation. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood. Those are words repeated in the book of Revelation. Before the great and notable day of the Lord come. Now,
Listen, the man says the great and notable day of the Lord. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Great and notable? What? That
the
doesn't make
day
any
of the
sense,
Lord
right?
is the day.
Okay.
It,
So
it comes out, it's terrible, not for you and me, but
that's
it's
yes.
terrible.
It's great and terrible. Listen. So I'm like that doesn't sound right at all. That's not right. So I go to Acts 2. I quote it, great and notable day. And it shows up. It's in the King James version. And I'm recording this, by the way, okay? It says on King James online on BibleGateway.com, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and notable day of the Lord, right? And I'm like, no, 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 no. It's always been great and terrible day, okay?
I remember that.
So I go and I Google great and terrible day of the Lord. I immediately, at the top of the screen, I get, what is the great and terrible day of the Lord? And it's in quotes. The day of the Lord is a biblical term and theme used in both the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament, as in, they quote, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And then they say it's in Joel 2:31 and it's cited in Acts 2:20. Exactly. Peter is quoting Joel, okay?
Right.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a different version. No, man. The other versions say things like, let me look it up. I'll show you. I'll go to ESV, okay, English Standard Version, says, great and magnificent day. Okay, so I'm like, all right, people always say, "Oh no, but that's just online." So I got my currently oldest Bible, which I gave you, the oldest Bible I had.
Right.
Do you have it handy?
It's downstairs.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to show it here. I have my current oldest Bible, and I don't have a highlighter with me. Dadgummit. So right there, in verse 20, on Acts 2, the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood before the great and notable day of the Lord come. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
It's been supernaturally changed, dude.
No, I know, but it's definitely wrong, because I know they're saying terrible all the time.
Recording. So, these is from the Search Great and Terrible Day, and they're quoting Joel 2:31, cited in Acts 2:20, which I have up on my Bible, and it says plainly, Great and Notable Day, which is crazy town. And notable. The word is terrible. Okay, and I'm going to write, what's today's date? Today is what? The 8/4/2021. Okay, so I've written terrible, and I've dated it. I've written it in my own handwriting. So what happens is this thing going to focus? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Doesn't want to focus now, of course. Oh well. Anyway. So I Googled it. I've got it. All the screenshots. Yeah. Joel 2:31. The great and terrible day of the Lord comes. They're quoting the King James Version. Okay? So I'm going to go. I'm on the King James 1611 King James right now. Okay, online.
Yeah.
Right. So it's Joel. What was it? 2:31. Okay. I'll just put Joel 2. Okay. 2:31. The sun shall be turned into darkness. It says great and terrible day of the Lord come on the 1611 right here online. That's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So it says it here. King James Version. Great and terrible day. That's good. Let me see if it quotes it that way in Acts 2. Acts 2. Then in Acts 2, he's quoting, this is Peter quoting, okay, in the King James 1611 King James Bible, Acts 2, Peter's quoting Joel, okay? It begins with him saying, right?
Yeah.
And it says, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and notable day of the Lord come. Okay? Great and terrible day. So Peter obviously didn't know his scriptures. Right. Yeah. Right. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's really crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.